here. She's already sitting 6th best after dressage, but with just 1 or 2 changes we've seen to the leaderboard, if she and Patrick could go clear, they would move up the order into as high as 4th.
Well, I'd like to give a shout out to everyone that's watching in the Mars Chalet. Lauren's riding her 2nd horse, and I know that everyone from Mars Equestrian is like glued to the TV, so we're pretty excited to see this round. Patrick is a lovely homebred of Mrs. Mars, and Lauren sees that distance from about 10 out. She is on fire today, and it's lovely to see. There's Will on Mama's Magic Way. He's working his way around the roping. Beautiful gallop this horse has. I love this horse. It's just stunning.
Say Will is going up towards the top of the course to take on that Maryland Blue crowd fence. Here's Lauren Nicholson and Patrick. Landmarks Monte Carlo, who dozy-doed his final halt in the dressage yesterday.
That was funny, wasn't it? I mean, he crossed one front leg and then he crossed the other front leg in front of him. This is just a very nimble, quick, economical little horse. And Lauren has ridden him competitively his entire life. They have a great partnership. Shout out to Sue Clark, who was the person that brought him into the world, as well as all of the Landmark horses. I know she's glued to the TV right now, so Sue, this is your course to jump as well.
So Cecil County are our sponsors, the Cecil County Tourism Board, of this C&D Canal water. I was saying how, you know, there's so many places where we've built something that's so eye-catching, and then there's this little trick by Ian to make it back into a jump, and those black squares on the top really allow the horses to read that as a jump.
Well, I mean, Ian is he is the ultimate horseman, and he understands how a horse thinks and why, not what they do, but why they do it, which makes it's a gift for the industry, for people that want to go into course design. The attention to detail is really amazing. Great shot over that. Wow. Well, that experience prevails.
So Will Coleman is coming up towards home. 2nd ride of the day for Will. Saw him earlier on come home just a shade over the time with Don Dante. This horse more experienced, and he makes that experience count, not only his own experience around this course.
They're just getting faster and faster.
But his wonderful ride there. Tight lines. So Will and tight lines finish inside the time. They become the latest to do so. It's going to bring us up to 9, nearly 10.
10, I think. You should have made a bet at the beginning, yeah?
I did make a bet last night, and I bet 3.
Oh, dear. But we also, that's not fair, because we also thought it was going to start really raining at 1 o'clock. That was the forecast last night.
One thing that has come up all day long, and I think you'd have known this up at the Mars water, is the wind. We saw the wind really rippling the water, even at the 3-star. But yeah, there you are now at the tailgating. It's making life a little bit tough.
They're all packing their things up because they can see the wall of rain coming.
That was Fernhill Singapore and Philip Dutton, by the way. By the way, 7-time Olympian, you know, on course.
Jackie's other rider, Hannah Burnett, had her really disappointing run out with Harbor Pilot there, but nothing for Lauren and Patrick to be negotiating. They just sailed through that.
So Lauren Nicholson, Landmarks Monte Carlo, on their way past the Land Rover 4-minute marker. Philip Dutton and Fernhill Singapore on course, also inside the dressage top 10. So an important round here for the competition, and of course for US eventing. If he goes clear and inside the time, he could go into the top 5 on the final day. Oliver Townend, Tim Price, Boyd Martin, they can't be overtaken. Harry Mead, sitting 4th at the moment, could be overtaken by Lauren Nicholson and Philip Dutton.
They have every intention of being ahead of Harry at the end of this day. I think both of those riders are very hungry for a tough performance, and they are willing to do whatever it takes. Look at the gallop on this horse. He's just easy on himself.
Well, 2 American winners at the 5-star level, Philip Dutton and Boyd Martin. Boyd won Adelaide a few years ago with one of the True Blue horses. But Philip here is up at fence 5, the cargo boat's water. Just not quite sure what's going on. I can't believe that he's being held for any reason.
Was there maybe a frangible pin on another horse? That would have been, if it was, it would have been Lauren.
Well, we're not being told that Lauren's triggered one. I'm just trying to think where they are beyond him at fence 5. Fence 6 is the covered bridge, so no. 7AB, no. 9ABC perhaps.
Unless the wind has done something.
So Philip gets back going. If he was held by the officials, they will have taken his time, just like the hold we had towards the end of the 3-star.
So it's really gotten windy. Now we have some raindrops.
Hopefully just going to remain right on the edge of this wall as it passes us. It is moving steadily north, but it has been drifting eastwards all day.
Lauren's horse is flying. Encourages him with a good pat.
So Lauren will have been through the 6-minute marker up at the top water. The next time we get her clock, we'll be able to analyse where she is on course. But she comes now to this vicarage area.
Get in there. Well, good shot.
Lands and moves up the hill. She
keeps coming all the way to the roller coaster, and then it'll be down the hill to that nice drop. 4 or 5 strides to the angle of cabins that has 1 stride in between them. So here's the roller coaster. Not a very long distance, maybe 10 or 12 strides, and then maybe a step at trot. Here we are, and drop down, and looks like she's going to go in 4. Lovely. So economical. And here's Will pulling up.
Will Fordry, it is with Mama's Magic Way.
We don't have the time at the moment. We're going to get that to you in just a second.
.11:08. So it is going to be 3.2 time penalties to add for him.
Wind has gone crazy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Phillips, our penultimate competitor on course. Buck Davidson is our last in the
look at
start
that
box.
Here it comes.
Well, in fact, Philip is our last out on course. We couldn't be luckier because it is just getting so dark out there.
And you think about, they moved the times up about 40 minutes by really scrunching the schedule and taking away the breaks and everything. And aren't we lucky that they did that, because it is only a couple minutes before this is going to hit.
So our 2 horses on course, Landmarks Monte Carlo and Philip Dutton's Fernhill Singapore, just passing each other alongside the Gallagher Road. Now Philip is out in Sawmill with Fernhill Singapore jumping the Dubarry stick pile.
Easy boy. He's very aggressive at the moment. But Philip places him perfectly.
As you say, this horse has been just getting better and better. Completed the 5-star at Kentucky this spring, and then had those great summer wins at Great Meadow and also at Stableview in the Oktoberfest just recently.
It's a lovely big moving horse, and as you say, it's just continued to improve and improve and improve. So far, fingers crossed, Philip's had a great day as well as many of the other competitors.
I have to say that, you know, we saw Boyd a moment ago. You saw Boyd out on the buckle of his reins, just guiding the horse with his legs and seat over this tricky combination coming up, the Mars Sustainability Bay, Maryland Blue Crab Water. Philip did exactly the same earlier on.
Well, in that case, both riders, and Lauren as well, these 3 riders are so experienced, and they understand how important rhythm is and tempo with these horses within the balance required for the jump and the speed that each jump is required to be jumped at. So that was very good. She's on her way home to their last 5 or 6 jumps. The time is good. Whoa, he just is a little slow at the left front, but it doesn't matter to Philip. strong, powerful jump up, wraps around the log, and that gives the rider the opportunity to ride him forward to the skinny. She did a beautiful job. Beautiful job.
So clear out over the wedge, the final part of that water. Our final competitor of the day, Buck Davidson, Errol Goby, who was last on the start list. Buck has ridden Errol around 5-star once before. That was this spring. They actually retired cross country, so Buck has made the perhaps sensible decision that today maybe not the day to try and get Errol Goby's first 5-star cross country completion, having had problems with the two slightly more experienced horses.
Well, Singapore,
oh wow, look at this rain.
Look at the rain. Well, Singapore had a really serious look at that Vicarage V, and it was a good thing that Philip was piloting that in the last 2 strides.
Well, Lauren will be delighted that she's within seconds of home and doesn't have to spend too much more time out of that. Look at that. She needs those tearaway visor strips like they have in the Formula One racing. She's going to be fine on the time. She's got 9 seconds to get home from here. There's about 8 strides up to the finish flags.
And that's 2 clear inside the time for Lauren Nicholson. I think that Ms. Mars, congratulations, and all the team at Stonehall and Meredith South, and it's just a great day for her. Thank you so much for everything you do.
So yeah, Vermiculus was our very first clear inside the time, and now Landmarks Monte Carlo is our latest clear and inside the time.
Lauren, go buy a lottery ticket tonight.
So that brings us up to 11 with Fernhill, Singapore, and Philip Dutton still in with the opportunity to make it 12 clears out of our starting field. And here is Philip on his way home. He's back up in the Hunt Kennel field. Lauren Nicholson, of course, has overtaken Harry Mead. She will